Well, good morning. I'm actually recording this in the evening, but we had breakfast for dinner today, so I feel like I can still say good morning. You're going to hear it in the morning anyway. Today, we're going to be looking at Psalm chapter 9. So let me read this. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. I will recount all your wonderful deeds. I will be glad and exult in you. I will sing praise to your name, O Most High. When my enemies turn back, they stumble and perish before your presence. For you have maintained my just cause. You have sat on the throne giving righteous judgment. You have rebuked the nations. You have made the wicked perish. You have blotted out their name forever and ever. The enemy came to an end in everlasting ruins. Their cities you rooted out. The very memory of them has perished. But the Lord sits enthroned forever. He has established his throne for justice, and he judges the world with righteousness. He judges the peoples with uprightness. The Lord is a stronghold for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. And those who know your name put their trust in you. For you, O Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you. Sing praises to the Lord who sits enthroned in Zion. Tell among the peoples his deeds. For he who avenges blood is mindful of them. He does not forget the cry of the afflicted. Be gracious to me, O Lord. See my affliction from those who hate me. O you who lift me up from the gates of death, that I may recount all your praises, that in the gates of the daughter of Zion I may rejoice in your salvation. The nations have sunk in the pit that they made. In the net that they hid, their own foot has been caught. The Lord has made himself known. He has executed judgment. The wicked are snared in the work of their own hands. The wicked shall return to Sheol, all the nations that forget God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten, and the hope of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the nations be judged before you. Put them in fear, O Lord. Let the nations know they are but men. So this is a bit of a longer psalm. I'm just going to pick out a few things here to think about. And the first one is to be someone who gives thanks. God is someone who deserves to be thanked. He deserves thankfulness because of who he is, his character, his work. The first verse here says, I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. And that's what God deserves. A wholehearted thankfulness, not a half-hearted, not a begrudging, but a thankfulness that comes from your whole being. And so a question for you today is, how often do you give thanks? Are you a thankful person? This is something I've personally been working on, and a practical thing that I've done to help me grow in thankfulness, because I want to be someone whose my character is just that I'm a thankful person. I want to be a thankful person. So how can I grow in that? So something I've been doing probably about a year or over a year is every single day I'm writing out 3 things I'm thankful for every day. And part of what the blessing is about that is it trains my eye to be looking for the blessings that God gives. And so I'm specifically throughout the day looking for things that I can thank God about. And that's, when it comes to Christian thankfulness, that's what thankfulness really is. It's a thankfulness that wells itself up into worship. So it's not just I'm thankful, but I'm thankful to God for whatever that thing is. And so it helps to train my eyes when it's like I have to write this down every day. It helps me to be thinking about things I'm thankful for, which also helps it with just keeping your mind on what is right and true and pure and good and lovely. It's kind of the Philippians 4 passage talks about all the things that we're to set our mind on. And so having a heart that is specifically trying to be thankful. The second thing, and this flows from a thankfulness, is the importance of singing. There's a few verses here that talked about singing. So, verse 1 and 2. So I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. I will recount all your wonderful deeds. So part of what he's thankful for is what God has done. And second, verse 2, I will be glad and exult in you. I will sing praise to your name, O Most High. So the importance of singing. And I want to encourage you to be someone who sings. In Ephesians chapter 5, let's see here. It's verse 18. I'll read this. And do not get drunk with wine, for that is debauchery, but be filled with the Spirit, addressing one another in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody to the Lord with your heart, giving thanks always and for everything to God the Father in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, submitting to one another out of reverence for Christ. So this singing and making melody in our heart to the Lord, it's coming from thankfulness. And so I want to encourage you to be a person who sings. It's healthy for your soul to not only see the things to be thankful for about who God is, his character, the blessings that he's given, all the things that he has done, but to then worship and tell God about how thankful you are. And part of the way you can do that with your whole heart is to sing. So I want to encourage you in being someone who sings. And verse 7 here says this, but the Lord sits enthroned forever. He has established his throne for justice, and he judges the world with righteousness. He judges the peoples with uprightness. And the practicality of verse 7 here comes the next few verses. Verse 9, the Lord is a stronghold for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. And those who know your name put their trust in you. For you, O Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you. God is a God who is a stronghold. He is there in times of trouble. And he's someone who's worthy of trust. And he doesn't leave or forsake his own people. He is an ever-present help in the day of trouble. And so I want to encourage you to not forget the Lord. A good way to not forget the Lord is to be thankful, and also to worship him, sing. And so as you go about your day today, look for something that you're thankful for and worship God. Make a melody in your heart to the Lord and sing and remember that you can put your trust in him. He's a stronghold in times of trouble, and doesn't leave or forsake his people. And so keep a close watch on your life and doctrine.